for good.
Have they actually done anything, or?
God, no, it's not our job. We're the miners. Yeah, let's go up to the boss.
I meant, did they attack the miners when they went back in there?
No, everyone just ran. Yeah. Above our pay grade.
Can you direct us who we inquire about getting paid for stabbing zombies in the face?
Well, what we could do, okay, so after we discuss pay and so forth, what we could do is see if we can get a small samplage of zombie parts and do some field research on seeing what would cause this kind of necromantic occurrences to happen.
If by field research you mean we go and stab a bunch of zombies in the face, then I'm on board.
And then study the corpses afterwards, rather than just
You can do that in your own time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we do have a priest of Arena over here. I mean, I'm sure he would be interested in how these things would be reanimating.
Priest
Not
of Arena?
particularly, since that would be Moore's thing.
Moore's?
Okay, so what happened?
We're going to go into a mine and stab zombies in the face. You have no choice in the matter.
After we negotiate pay. That's the important part.
Yeah, we haven't talked about pay yet.
Yeah, I should probably fix that first.
Yep.
Literally just found out the job's, there, so yeah.
I'm doing some level of pre-thought because you have to ensure that you get a good profit margin before that will incentivize you to go in there. I mean, clearly these miners are not properly being incentivized to go in and clear out their mines due to either lack of hazard pay.
Deja vu about this.
Deja vu? Ujade?
Oh,
Okay.
How many days?
We've got days.
passed
We've
then?
done this has happened before.
2 days?
5. 5 days so far.
There's only
You were saying Grasshold, or we just sort of passed through?
We went through there. They didn't have much other than to go back the way we came and try to find some beastmen.
The money wasn't enough for you either. So all those missing villagers.
I mean, we can't do. There is a supply and demand curve. The demand was not well enough to match our supply of needing a job.
If we go out there and die, they'll have to hire someone else to do it, and villagers still, get killed. So,
Well, it seems like this. I mean, clearly their incentive to incentivize us to do the job is not nearly as well enough to make us incentivize us to do the job. So when they come back and have lost enough in villagers to facilitate paying us with their lost belongings, then we can go back and do it.
I mean, look, if we happen to... I mean, there's no guarantee that even if we go looking, we'll find the beastmen.
Great, this looks suspiciously like the
Beastmen
Silver
just find
Mountain
us.
is an actual place.
Yeah.
No, this is just a good, very detailed map.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he ripped the concept of the Silver Mountain out of something.
No, it's just a very
Useful generic map.
Yeah. It's something I found
Also, I
online.
know
Things.
1 square equals 30 feet. There are no squares.
you gotta
Real
zoom in a
helpful
lot.
map.
You gotta zoom in a lot.
I don't care about that bit, so I'm fine.
I think we're talking about. Okay, does that mean each pixel is a 30 feet?
No way. If that's the case, then everything is gigantic.
If that's the case, we're not playing Warhammer, we're playing 40k again.
Basically.
Anyhow.
And last I checked, none of us has been eaten by demons yet.
Olympus Mons. Here we go.
Well, you have demons in Warhammer, basic. But anyway,
And
so
none
yeah.
of us have been threatened to be shot by a commissar.
Yeah.
We only have a You only have a chance to, be shot by a witch hunter or something like that.
And my party hasn't tried to kill me.
No, Turos.
Say that.
Turos, put it like this: the party lust to murder somebody went from you to me right after for the next few games I played in.
That was entirely Calculon's fault.
Yeah, Calculon was kind of the catalyst for our... I don't want to say murder boner, because...
It's not even really murder
far.
It's just an ingrained ingrained habit.
We'll work on getting the miners proper compensation and help them utilize their power in order to get the maximum amount of effort for their brow. Or we'll just try to find a way to get them to be able to get the ownership of the mine itself, because they are the ones doing all the work, so they should get all the profits. Anyway, we'll move on.
No, let's not do that.
That's not how it works in
We're-
Warhammer.
We're trying not to incentivize this, the.
Communism has not been invented. We have not made contact with
We're s-
the animes.
We're still in a feudal political theory here.
Actually,
Listen.
that's a point. Is there a Tau equivalent in fantasy?
Profit is
Wow.
theft, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Not
Profit
really.
is
No.
theft.
Fantasy predates. They stopped expanding fantasy a long time ago.
Well,
Yeah.
they did. They kind of threw it off a cliff and all hell Sigmar.
Well, that's more recent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Tau are entirely a 40k thing.
Fantasy-based communism / eugenics / sterilization. Entirely different kind of existential threat to the Imperium.
Anyway, we're off track.
Yes.
Just a whole lot.
You're assuming
Okay.
we have tracks, but yes.
We do. They just continuously are derailed.
Let's
Um,
let's go
we
to
have
the
tracks, but they
let's
haven't been used.
go to
in
the
several
mining. Let's,
centuries.
let's go to the miner guys and the foremans and ask and discuss price with them.
Hey, we'd like to apply for the job of doing violent things to zombies.
Or investigate, or do they have anyone here that is currently investigating the zombie problem? Besides the fact there is a zombie, besides the fact of the presence of zombies. I mean, there's.
I think that would be enough for most people to run the fuck away.
Well, I'm sure that the guy who actually owns this place, who is the head honcho, has probably had some lower level underling tasked with the zombie question mark, and that guy was the person probably going to be dealing with the zombie problem itself as field researchers or assistants or murder people. So let's go talk to that guy to find that guy to go do that thing.
Sure, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who owns the mine is, of course, the guy who owns the entire region.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're
Who's that again?
Huh?
He's
him and Van Neeb.
What's his sort of relationship to like what is his position in the sort of general hierarchy here?
He's basically the border prince for the entire this blue section.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what's his relative power
Yeah,
in the
but-
entire area?
yeah.
Faded. Basically,
Yellow-
he's the guy who
Oh, yeah.
led the mercenaries down.
Okay.
But then his wizard basically claimed the Red Tower and the whole Fertile Valley, and one of his lieutenants basically broke off and took the entire purple area.
So he's an
And-
incompetent
and then
leader.
Yeah. Well,
and
not so
Magnenberg
incompetent
is
as
the
he's-
is the old guard. So this is one of the upstarts.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older guy who basically led the troops in, and all his lieutenants decided, well, we could do a bit better ruling this place than him.
Or they all just messed off to their own personal interests.
However, due to the Silver Mountain, he's probably among the richer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
members
It's
of
the
this-
Used to
thing-
be.
The thing is, it's currently untapped resources at the moment. If
He'd
he
probably
could
like
get
to start tapping
he
it
could-
again.
if he could get his silver going, he can get his war machine going again. Anyway, so Gray,
Yeah.
how do we go about talking to a guy to talk to a guy to talk to a guy?
Well, if you head up to his keep, you'll notice it's quite a lot emptier than the others.
Not many soldiers, so he's probably short-handed.
Yeah, he's
No one-
definitely short-handed. There's like
He doesn't have the money to keep them here because there's no real reason for them to be here. If they don't have money, they have them here. Yep.
lots of people doing double duty. So they're kind of like the guard. One of the guards will actually take you in to see him.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of like normally they kind of like the guard will get somebody else, and you'll be passed over to several minor functionaries. Here you're kind of you're pretty much just led straight to him.
So Von Neeps was his name,
Van Neeb.
right? Van Neeb.
Yeah.
Vanib. Also, I do apologize if I seem a bit hyper today because I just had I had 2 cups of coffee already.
Okay, so we, I suppose, inquire about the.
Do you have a picture of him, Gray?
Yep, I'm just getting it.
Yes.
Okay. Let us get the measure of this man.
Hopefully, since he's running a mining place, he would be a man of measurements.
He may be a man of incompetence.
Here's the thing, like having your subordinates kind of messing off can't really be your fault if like your main means of money is kind of stops happening.
Sounds like the other mercenaries buggered off before he ran out of money.
Well, I'm guessing whatever united them decided to. You've played Battle Brothers. I mean, they could have ran out of food or any other kind of thing. Oh,
Damn, he aged well.
he seems like a
Okay.
competent muscle man.
Yep. I quite like
This is the
horses.
guy that Yeah.
He's kind of sitting alone not in the Great Hall. This is kind of like a small room off the Great Hall. You can tell yeah.
The moderate study.
Yeah, this place was obviously built a long time ago. He's not using it. He's not one of these people to sit on an empty throne in an empty room.
He's actually
Okay.
doing the paperwork
Yeah.
for what's left of his mercenary company.
Yeah, he's in a much more comfortable study. Like roaring fire. He's got like a hunting dog near him. But they have to take you through the throne room, and it looks like it's not been properly used in a while.
Great, you cut out.
Sorry.
You cut out for a second there.
Yeah, you take you through the throne room, but it's obviously not been used in a while. Not properly, anyway.
Well, what are throne rooms besides glorified audience chambers?
So we introduce ourselves.
Mercenaries. Excellent. I assume you're here to help me with my little mining problem.
Yes, we heard about that.
Yes, we've been needing some adventurers. None of my guards are willing to go down into the mines. They're good soldiers, but this takes us something else. A different metal. And of course, without the mine being active, I'm having trouble enticing the big names to come down here. So, some up-and-coming young fellows like yourselves. Just what we need.
I'm 111 years old. I'm 111 years old.
You don't
sir,
look
do
it
you
to
have,
him. You're probably the first elf he's
I'm-
actually encountered.
An assumption this is being a persistent problem. Do you happen to have anyone currently assigned to doing any research on what's currently happening in your undermines?
No. But there's the rumours of the zombies, of course.
Obvious.
So so what is actually the problem? We've heard about the zombies, but
There's been
Is there something
a
else?
series of cave-ins, which started it, and then while we were shoring that up, people saw several of the miners who had supposedly been killed in the cave-ins, walking around, pale, disheveled, moaning. No one hung around past that.
So, if I'm getting this correct, then, sir, the zombies are a side effect of this problem, and cave-ins are the primary cause. And hopefully, probably what is causing one is leading to the event of the other.
That's what we have to assume. Although, we just thought the cave-ins were just from the previous owners and their slapdash mining. You would not believe what the mining doors were doing. Not the mining doors.
Is any
Mountain doors
question?
were doing. They were strip mining the place and just taking everything they could. No reinforcers, no buttresses. It was just horrific.
terrible.
I have
So-
to ask.
Sounds unsafe.
Is there any I have to ask. Is there any of the previous populace of this location around like in town? There was no real changing of population at all.
No.
I'm wondering if this place has any.
A few more have actually come in. The population is actually larger than it was before.
I'm just wondering if this place has any oral history attached to, say, rumors or stories of Eldritch of certain horrors that may have been buried under the mountain. Say,
Okay, but hold on. We can find that out in the taverns and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Right now, essentially, what is the man willing to pay us to attempt to solve this problem?
Well, I can't offer you anything up front, as you may guess.
We understand.
But once the mines are clear and we begin mining, the first shipment is yours.
How extensive are these mines?
The whole mountain is honeycombed. To be honest, there are times when I'm surprised the whole place doesn't just collapse the way the Magnadors are mining it. But the upper levels are pretty clear. It's only when you get down below, like the base of the mountain, it starts to get warrens.
So there's a specific area that you want us to go to, rather than just traipsing across the entire mine.
Oh yeah, no. We can have someone lead you. I'm pretty sure I can get someone to lead you down through the clear areas. It's the newer areas of the mine.
Okay.
So
Well, we can do that.
it's not the stuff that's been mined out. It's the fresh seams we're following.
Okay,
So
now, well, we
the
understand. Sorry, go on.
just a second. The new areas are where the zombies are at,
Yeah,
and not the old areas.
not the old areas. No, there's plenty of
And
mines.
did anybody survive from the cave-ins?
There were people nearby who survived. Yes.
Right, because this is making me think that the new area probably got dug into a tomb or something like that, because undead don't just pop up randomly like this.
Well, it's time to investigate when we're in there. Right now, we're just speculating. However,
Yeah, we can go speak to people
This
anyway.
this is why we need to do some checks on the lore and see if there's any say histories or oral or print versions that may be dealing
Okay,
with.
but hold on a minute. To be entirely clear, how much is he? Okay, I know he doesn't have money to give us now, but how much is he willing to give us when this is all done?
Said the
It's-
first,
he said the first shipment, but it depends on what that shipment is.
Typically 100 gold.
100 gold
Okay.
worth of silver. So basically, like
That's not too bad.
Wait, is that each or is that
That's
overall?
total.
That's 20 gold
That's a
per.
pretty
That's
small amount of
Okay.
silver.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. We're definitely now for just clearing out the undead that we could find. Obviously, yeah, that's probably more than adequate as a reward. However, if we can take out the source entirely, if we find the source and get rid of it, so there won't be any more further incursions and delays, I think a yearly, I think a
Yearly?
let's see, a yearly or a monthly thing, a monthly shipment actually.
Or how about this? Shares in the mine.
Yes, or yeah, share in the
That's
mine,
not-
or a
He's-
part of the shipment every month.
He steeps his fingers at that. So you're interested in settling down?
eventually. Right now, we are looking to putting down roots at some point.
Well,
doesn't every mercenary one day believe of settling down?
why do you think I'm here?
Did
Yeah, I've had my setbacks. I'll be honest. I trusted some people I shouldn't have, but I still am now lord of a keep sitting on top of a silver mine. As soon as the kinks are worked out, I plan to be a very wealthy man. And then
Don't
we'll
we
get
all?
about and then we'll see about raising an army, dealing with the backstabbers, and then dealing with these orcs, and then this place should be a prosperous area. It's not the richest farmland, but there's enough going on. But
I like this guy.
shares. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to give you some stake here.
good because it said like if we take it because we deal the because you could if you just pay us one time, you'll have to pay us again if we don't get this sorted out. If we do get it sorted out, then you just got then we'll be in here for a long term investment. And if any other problems do pop up, as more places are uncovered, obviously we could return and help and deal with those.
It's something
You
along
consider
the
like
line-
you consider a matter of us being on a derivative.
It's retainer, you mean?
Yes, we
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
it.
Retainer.
What he's talking about is if we have stake in the matter, and the mines suddenly stop putting out silver, and we stop gaining money from it.
Yeah, he's willing to do this because, of course, he knows that if you have a stake, you're more willing to back him.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I like the guy to begin with.
yeah, so he knows this is a good two-way street. If you're capable of clearing out the mines, then you obviously people of note and worthy to have round. If you fail to clear out the mines, he doesn't have to pay you a thing. So
Yeah.
it's not much of a risk for him, and would probably bed down a bunch of adventurers. And let's face it, the Warhammer world is one of those that works on adventurers. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, we should perhaps think about Well, we haven't visited everybody yet, but sort of think about choosing sides may not be terrible.
I think we're looking for the best investment. We've met already 3 of the major players in the area. The Fertile Valley lady does not seem to. It seems to only really be caring about her research, not really any expansionist quality. This man here is looking to become comfortable first, and then dealing with the people as everyone else as an afterthought. The only one who actually has their pride set up in the stake of this seems to be the person of Marienburg, who, to be honest, we haven't even seen. But he's looking for legitimacy through his family title instead of anything he's actually done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that if there's any place that is better for long-term and ground floor investments, I think we're currently standing in the best of locations.
And the other one, the one that's down south, is apparently just a gigantic thief. So
Yeah.
And not only that, we have orcs to deal with. So the sooner we can deal with the sooner we can establish a centralized and power structure, we can deal with the real threat, which is the Wob baying at our doorstep.
Yeah, and having a mountain as a base is, not really a bad thing. Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make us into sort of Bond villains, but
Would it really? I mean, we're sort of. I mean, he's not the legitimate ruler of this area, but at the same time, he doesn't look like a bad guy.
there's no legitimate area. There is no. Have you ever seen what the border princes are like? There is no legitimacy.
I mean, technically speaking, the yellow guy is but yeah, at the same time, this whole area
the
is
yellow guy is
mercenaries.
only legitimate because he claims legitimacy,
Yeah.
Hmm.
just like everyone else who has a piece of this pie.
Technically, we could probably raise up a small army and take over a portion of this land ourselves.
Put it like this:
Yep,
we're all
let's
all
deal
we're
with
dealing
that
with.
later.
All we're dealing with here is de jure claims because they only want to do is expand their borders to the.
No, we have de facto claims. De jure is
Yeah.
the one that's more long term.
Yeah, we're on the Empire. Anyway, so yeah,
I love how much Crusader Kings means we know the correct titles.
basically,
Yeah, that's why we know the words. Fucking Crusader Kings. I can't beat the game, but I know the fucking words. I learned words from it.
Crusader Kings, $15 on Steam, plus like another 100 or so for the expansions.
there's a sale on right now. Anyway,
There's always a sale on for Crusader Kings.
we are willing to deal with the mine issue
Excellent.
and become invested. Before we make our way down to the mine itself, though, we probably do want to talk to some of the locals or some of the miners who were at the cave-ins or whatever.
Let's do some reconnoitering.
Yep. Could you point us at the people that were nearby when that managed to
You'll
survive running
Probably
away?
find them in the tavern.
All right.
Which one?
To the tavern.
Farian,
I'm sure they'll say.
Philander or Far North. Do either of you know how to read at all?
Yes.
Yep, of course.
Do you wish to try and see if any of these places has a library or a scholar's workshop or something like that where one can acquire, say, ancient knowledges of this area?
Like a
Or at least
library?
histories?
A library would probably be. There probably is one in the castle.
The only person who probably can't read is maybe
Wiseman.
Vimes.
Wise men, cunning people. I mean, oh yes, I mean we could ask the person running here if this castle had any or keep had any say records or studies. Are there books here?
Yeah, there's boxes.
One thing that I'm going to ask for is if he has a map of the new digs sites.
Yeah. A map of the mines in general would be useful. I suppose we should go to see the mine foreman and stop bothering him about
Yeah,
this now that we've agreed to the job.
That's more
Yeah.
my foreman's job.
All right.
So let's split our tasks here. Then talking people who talk to the foreman. Somebody looks into the archives.
I'll go into the archives. I've got reading and that sort of stuff.
I'll go to the archives because I can find books really well. Apparently, I can.
There is
You
a
boys
market.
can't read.
I'll go to the pub because Vimes probably can't read.
I will also go with the pump with Vimes.
There's a market here
I
as well.
can't really contribute to either side of this.
You can't
Sorry,
drink and
Greg?
you can't talk. There's a market here as well.
Okay, well, we're looking for the miners right now.
I'm sure the
Okay,
miners have a miners
hey,
pub or something.
I'm in Dell.